Hello, hello, welcome to your reading today. So, going to do a reading in regards to finding your bliss. So you could see it as how to find your bliss, how to see it within your life now. And this is relating to this incarnation, this lifetime. All right, so we're gonna pick three. Okay, is that three? No. 3 piles. Got the camera a little bit closer, so hopefully it's not as blurry. However, it's going to be a little bit less space. Okay, so let's take a look at your piles today. Also, just so you know, if anything cuts out, I'll come back. It's just that it's very hot here. Today it's 38 degrees Celsius. The feels like is 47, which I had a look, calculated for the Americans out there. 47 degrees Celsius equals 116 degrees Fahrenheit. So while you're probably going through very, very cold weather, we're on the flip over here, of course, because the southern hemisphere is in summer. So interesting, wild, but here we are. Okay, so first card. For pile number 1, you have Grace for the Grand Gesture. Archangel Raphael and Malachite. This has the number 444. For pile 2, you have, what is this? Archon, Barbelo, and the picture Jasper. Interesting, I've never seen that before. With the message of support. Again, number is 444. And for pile number 3, got another angel coming through. Have Archangel Michael and Lapis Lazuli, the vision. Crystal number again, 444. All right, so these will be your pile today. Pick whichever one or ones is calling you. This is how to connect or find your bliss and bliss in life. All right, I'll leave you here with this energy of these crystals. Take your time and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, hello, welcome to your reading, pile number 1. So you have chosen Archangel Raphael with Malachite, and the message here is Grace for the Grand Gesture. Such an interesting one with finding your bliss. So much comes through, especially with the Archangel Raphael really touching on that healing aspect of healing support, progress, I feel as well, and heart healing. Grace for the Grand Gesture is so interesting. I believe I'll have to get all the cards out before I can start reading this particular pile. We're going to leave that up here. Also using the Monster Garden. This is a deck created by a fellow streamer from Twitch and also a friend who has created this deck based off a video game he's created, which really delves into, maybe he kind of realizes this or doesn't realize this, I'm not sure, but it really delves into his mind and his world. So it's really an interesting little game, and cards as well. All right, so how does pile 1 find their bliss? Okay, I feel like we need one more. I might pop these here and then I'll put a card here. Yeah, so like I said in the beginning, it is very warm here, so power could cut out or anything like that, but I will come back and finish off the reading for sure. Oh, okay, this one. Just gonna pop that up here. Right, and we'll grab some tarot. It's gonna be an interesting read. I don't think there's going to be a huge amount of like surprise. I feel like a lot of this is going to be simple. I'm gonna grab 6. I feel 6. 3, 3. Wow. Came out so quickly. I shuffle before I stream and shuffle between the piles as well. So that usually helps, but they don't usually come out so quickly. So we'll have a look. Have a look at your pile number 1. You have Shambhala initiations, retreating to recharge, trusting in the process, and Dharma. So interesting with grace of the grand gesture and trusting the process. It feels like finding your bliss isn't necessarily about hunting or searching for something or longing or trying to draw in something. Part of that is correct, but it's not everything. It's not going to be something that is given to you that you will fix life, right? And I don't believe you feel that anyway. I feel like you understand that aspect. It's the longing to want to know, I guess, a part of purpose is coming through. This retreating to recharge, it's almost like what you think you need to do is go out and get it and find it. But you already have it within. It's about nurturing the aspects of self that are, I don't want to say wounded or anything like that. It doesn't feel wounded. It just feels like something within balances, then you're able to see more clearly. It's kind of like rushing, right? If you rush to here, to here, to here, to here, you miss out on, like, let's say you wanted to go to 3 parties or something like that. I don't know, this is what's coming through. It's like, I need to go to this party, then this party, then this party. If I go to all 3, everyone will be happy, right? I'm going to be exhausted, but everyone's going to be happy. And so you get to go to all ones and you're happy and it's fine, but you miss out on the enjoyment in each place. You miss out on the real intent of why you're going. If it's to go to show face in each one, then you will do that. However, it's to celebrate a party or an event or something like that, it can be missed. It's missed in the details. It's missed in the true meaning of each party, so to speak. And so it is really touching on your ability to slow down and nurture and look after yourself and heal, I feel, is really important. And you may have heard that a lot, and it's like, of course, healing's coming through. There's a purpose and a reason why it may be coming through, and it's your choice to take a look at that, because the bliss comes from the details. And like with the party analogy, each party has a reason and a purpose in there, and if your intent is true, honest, and fair, fair as in F-A-I-R, not F-E-A-R, and is in a fair mindset, I believe is the best way I can put it. It feels like more balanced. Then you will experience and see the actual enjoyment in life. It's not the things, it's the life itself. It's the moments in every day, the blessings of being able to go to a party, being grateful for what you have, all that kind of stuff. But if you're in a place where you are feeling lack, like you feel like you don't know purpose, you don't know what this is, and it's a hard place to be. I feel like everyone's been there, right? What is my purpose? Why can't I get this? Why do I keep going for things and it just doesn't work out? It's a hard place to be, and it feels like it comes from internal imbalance. So to look after yourself and heal or recover or just sit with your energy will help clarify things for you and you'll notice more of that bliss that's in your life and within yourself. Okay, interesting message. You have love. It all stems from this. This is coming through with, instead of, you know, love being the romance or love of children, things like that, it's more than that and inclusive of that as well. It's really talking about the energy of everything. The sun is here in the background, right at the back, which is really like, this is, it's like, it's interesting with this picture kind of frame, or this window frame. It's like, you can't see it. You can't see all the details if you're rushing, or if you're trying to get somewhere or try to be something that you feel you need to be. You will get there if you trust the process. Get there in time. Remember what is really important, what everything is and what everyone is aspects of, including plants, animals, etc. Especially pets. Pets are such a good way of reminding us that there's love outside of ourselves, our humanness, and also, you know, people in general, that extends outside of species, right? Outside. So it's like ride the wave, and the snake kind of feels like, you know, constantly shedding its skin, constantly transforming and changing step by step. It's not about the goal, it's about the process itself. Okay. You also have the inner guide card. This is little Bobo. So, inner guide from deep inside. In the video game itself, this is the beginning where you start, the starting point. It kind of reminds me, interestingly enough, of when you are planning your life, your purpose, your goals, and that kind of thing in life. This is like, again, it just keeps coming through, but it's like, trust the process, trust that what you have created before forgetting everything and coming down into earth and feeling that separation from your true self, your higher self, whatever you want it, from source, God, whatever you want to call it. Labels feel like they don't matter in this particular situation. It's about the feeling and the trust and the belief. But believe and trust that you have put things in place for your highest learning, higher learning is coming through. It all stems from love. Trust your higher self is guiding you and leading you towards that which will serve you, as best as I can put it. This is a really soft message. Like, when I say soft, I mean kindness and tenderness, compassion from your guides. It's very heartfelt is the best way I can put it. And the green really touches on the chakra of heart, but this is like the heart space. It's coming through again with, notice yourself as this divine being and divine aspect of, and divine individuation of what you believe in, what your faith is based on, and what is capable and possible. Because it's all things and everything is possible, right? And so you are playing that out in this particular life in a particular way that you have decided to and constructed before incarnating. Okay, hopefully that helps. Let's have a look at your other cards. So you have the 10 of Swords. Definitely a time to heal, right? Even the 10, it's the end of a cycle. It's the sword cycle. The sword cycle is not the most glamorous, right? It's a lot of our thoughts and feelings and our worries, and like, but what if I don't get here? What if I don't finish off my Kundalini awakening? Or what if I don't have children? Or what if this happens? Or what, you know, it's anything is possible in the future. And if you're thinking about all the potential outcomes, you're missing out on the core learnings in those moments, or the core enjoyment in those moments, the core pains in those moments, whatever that is. It's meant to be felt so it can be released and moved through, not for your harm, but for your benefit in a sense. I know it's going to be really hard, especially if you have been through difficult challenges and that kind of thing. But better to be able to process and move beyond, not to ignore, but move beyond, than to sit in that worry and fear and pain. So it's not about being avoidant, and bliss isn't about just ignoring the reality of life, but it is about balance in what you consume and what energies you invite in and accept, and labels you invite in and accept. The 10 of Swords, wow, that's a lot of information from just the swords. All right, you have the 3 of Wands, I like that. You have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles does touch on abundance, and to me it feels like the flow of abundance, not the accumulation and hold. It's being able to get what you need and move that energy through, if that makes sense. How do I best word this? Let's put it in terms of money. It's like, instead of accumulating money and just holding and storing it until you have hundreds, thousands, millions, whatever, you know, that kind of thing. It's really about knowing that the flow of abundance is, I don't know that word, but it's coming through with like superfluous. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm just going to quickly see what this word means. I don't know it very well, so one moment. It says unnecessary, especially through being more than enough. It says here, the purchaser should avoid asking for superfluous information. Right. Okay, I don't know if that was, I was wording it in the right way, but it's not like the unnecessarily amount. It's not like you're getting too much, right? It's enough to be able to do exactly what you need to do, and the trust in life. It's almost like if we gave you $1 million to be able to do something that cost $1,000, right? It's an over amount. So it's unnecessary amount. But if you're given $1,000, but it feels like it's a better quote unquote challenge, because it's like, well, what will they do? Will they spend it on this, or will they worry that if they spend it on that, they won't have it for something else that might pop up? So they're living in lack of that potential abundance. Does that make sense? It's a really odd kind of way of seeing it. But I feel like with you getting out of this energy and being in the 3 of Wands, this is seeing things from a higher perspective, or not like the highest, but it's like from a global, a little bit more higher perspective. Like she's on the mountain or on this sand dune or whatever she's standing on, and she can see the waves that are coming in. She has a better view of everything. She's not out in space looking down and seeing everything. She's seeing everything that she needs to see in her environment at that moment, so she can catch the next wave. So she's trusting that, yes, there's a wave that has come in. I know that more waves will come through. I trust in the motion of the ocean, kind of thing. I trust in my ability to hold and not fear energy, money, anything that you attach to or can identify in money, or sorry, not money, energy itself. Although pentacles do touch on money, of course. Interesting. You've got the Knight of Cups, the 4 of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. Interesting that these all wanted to be flipped out at first. There's no rush, and I don't believe that this card is necessarily in a rush. It's showing your compassionate side, your heart, your loving energy, your loving side. It's coming through here with this as being like, you will still help people, but make sure that you're healed and you're feeling nurtured and cared for as well from yourself. You choose how that is, or how that looks for you. And of course you do, because it's your healing, your constant self-care is the best way I can put it. Because this this mission that you're on, or this particular purpose that you're heading towards, is always there, and you have everything you need within. So if you feel out of balance in other ways, look at those areas and look at soothing or healing or just sitting with those so you can understand them. Sometimes it'll be fleeting. You'll be able to process and move through this like nobody's business in maybe a minute, a day, or something like that. And that's perfect, right? You're able to shift through it. However, it takes that knowingness or that discipline, in a sense, to slow down, look at it, acknowledge it, and then move through it. Because you are recognized. Your guides do recognize you. They are here supporting you as well. You're not alone. If something didn't work out in the past too, this is just maybe for somebody, if something didn't work out in the past, that doesn't mean you're cursed or destined to repeat that over and over. You decide. You have decided, in a sense, in a way. And this is coming through again. Your calling is coming through. Your bliss is a right rather than, do I deserve this? Know and trust that you do deserve to be in a blissful state and move through it and experience it through many different mediums, many different adventures, challenges, and things. Nice. So you've got creation. It says here, being creative is a wonderful way of witnessing the unfolding of your limitless creative soul. Such a good card to come through for this reading as well. It's like, yeah, but how? Creation, how do you want to express your... It keeps coming through with like godlike energy, and I know that might put some people off, but it's not untrue. It is true. How do you want to express yourself? How do you want to speak or create in a authentic, loving sense rather than a fear-based lack sense? Because you are and you have everything you need to complete or begin that journey. It's interesting because I pulled a card today for the week. I put that on Instagram and it said, it was Katumi, and it says, trust in the process. You have, no, it doesn't say trust in the process. What did it say? I can't remember exactly the words, but pretty much the meaning behind it was, you have everything you need to complete what you need to complete. You already know the answer. That's what I was thinking of. You already know the answers. Trust what you know. And that's really coming through here. You don't have to prove that you are an aspect of the divine. You already are that. Everyone you meet is, and they're expressing it in different ways. And sometimes we resonate with that, and sometimes we do not. However, this coming through is a very clear sign that you already have everything, you already are everything that you need, that you think you need to be. I really do hope this helps. I know it's very, I guess, higher aspect instead of down in the ground, but sometimes we need to step out of the, you know, the earthly stuff. Even sometimes in spirituality, we think, oh, I need this crystal, I need this will help me with this. And lovely things, all worthy, but you already have everything you need to do, complete, be that you want to experience in this lifetime. So that is where I'll leave it. Hopefully you have enjoyed this pile number one. I know it was a quick, short and sweet, but it really is like kind of like a pep talk to look after yourself, to know that and trust yourself, know that you are divine, embodiment of, I guess, how it's coming through here, of love. The shifts and the change have always been for your benefit, not for your endangerment or harm, because you're still here. And creation, you decide what that looks like moving on from this point onwards, and each day and each moment. All right, thank you so much for letting me read for you, pile number one. Take care, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, pile number two. Welcome to your reading today. Okay, so you have chosen card number 9, support, with Archon, Barbelo, and picture Jasper. Really interesting. I had a look at Archon Barbelo before I started to do the reading because I was like, I don't know this particular angel or aspect. It came through with like an aspect of God. The Archons, I believe, have different perceptions from different religions. Some because it's like, well, this doesn't align with, whatever some beliefs have seen it as like a negative thing. I've looked into it just briefly, of course. However, from what I feel, it's coming through with like an aspect of creation. This is like the Archon, this particular one is like the first thought, I guess, of the divine source, God, universe, whatever you want to call it. It's like the first thought. It's the first aspect of itself that it birthed, pushed out into the world. I don't know how to really word it. I mean, look, I'm a human trying to understand something great and divine, so I can only go by what I kind of feel from it. But it does feel like a feminine aspect, and then some aspects have seen like father mother, so it feels more androgynous. But it does feel like the creator, it kind of in different places has come through with like part of the Holy Trinity, sometimes Holy Spirit as well. Anyway, it's an interesting like read. I kind of took in and left what resonated and left what didn't. So it was an interesting one. We'll have a look at how this comes through. Support here. This one's probably going to be a little bit of an interesting one to swallow, especially finding your bliss. It's going to be putting you into an opportunity to grow and heal, of course, but it's going to be asking for support potentially might be part of this, or reaching out. Maybe it's doing something that it feels tough. It feels a challenge, but you know it's simple because it's words, but those words are powerful. Your words are powerful too with this coming through. There's like support for you and support. There's like this flow of asking and also giving. And if you're a giver, you will give, right? Give. And if you don't ask for it, you're kind of blocking the flow of that energy in a way. Not intentionally, because you're coming from a supportive place, but your support is also important for you too. So it has to go both ways. All right, I'll stop reading that. But yeah, it feels like it's challenge, but it also, to some people, it might be like, oh yeah, you just move on from that, or choose like a more loving approach to it in a sense. It's not like you're doing it from a not loving a position, right? It's an interesting one. I mean, this is a pick a pile, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't, as always. But we'll see what this comes through. So this is for your bliss. I actually forgot about these cards when I did the first pile, so I got an extra card from a different deck. I was looking at it, I was like, something's missing. But anywho, the message came through very clear. All right, so yeah, okay. Finding your bliss. These cards here are a design and creation from a streamer, Zach. I'll put his details down below for his Twitch. He created these cards based off a game he created as well. Really, really, really nice cards. Okay, finding your bliss. Yeah. I do really like these pocket editions too. They're just really nice, especially if you, I mean, I have big hands, but if you have small hands, right, the pocket editions are really great. They'll be great for you because they're a little bit cheaper. They also come in tins, and you can tell they're official because they've got the, whatever logo and the creator. So you know they're official. They're very easy to handle and great for videos like this. Okay, finding your bliss. It's interesting when I say finding your bliss because it almost feels like you're not necessarily... I mean, you will be looking for it, but it's not something you have to look outside of yourself for, this bliss feeling. But we'll see. We'll see what your cards say today. All right. So you have the Zen Circle Enzo. This has let go of perfection. Ooh, yeah, this is probably a little bit of a call out for you, pal, too. Not in a negative way, of course. It says here, beauty lies in imperfection. This is not about perfection. This is about beauty lies in imperfection. Make an Enzo to be free. Let the spirit create through the physical body. It almost like feels like you are enough is like how it's coming through. Nothing is... What is it saying? It feels like, let's say, regardless of what you believe, this is just the way I'm going to verbalize it, but it's like everyone being an aspect of the divine. You, the plant, your pets, your family, the angry person down the street, everyone, everybody. And here it's talking about the beauty lies in imperfections. No one, including yourself, has to be perfect all the time or needs to be perfect. Regardless of what you were told, you don't have to hold on to those labels. You don't have to hold on to any type of label. You don't have to identify with any label. You absolutely can if you want to as well. It's up to you. There's no right or wrong, or good or bad, so to speak. This is just how it's coming through. I question that a little bit, but I'm going to speak freely and let this message come through. It's all playing out the way it's playing out. You decide what you accept or want to identify with and what you do not identify with. However, there's no judgment, so do not judge yourself, do not judge others. Hold instead with the eyes of, like, this is how it's coming through. It sounds a little bit cheesy, but it's like, oh, hold with yourself the eyes of love is how it's coming through for all things. Now, that does not mean you have to accept and be happy with and enjoy negativity, war, hate, that kind of thing. But you don't have to judge it and side with anyone or you know, be drawn into any drama that does not need to be drawn into or need to be acted upon. You can acknowledge what is, what you see is, and move beyond that. This is how it feels. It's like move beyond that and I guess switch or focus on what is going to bring bliss in life. This is how it's coming through. Okay. Interesting. You have third eye activation, brown chakra, inner visions, clear seeing. Wow, okay. Definitely have an eye for conceptualization, and able to really, it kind of feels like you're able to see what is. Trust that. If you see something that does not feel resonant with you, you don't have to vibrate at that frequency. I feel like I'm talking in a lot of metaphors, so I'm sorry about that, but this is just how it's coming through. But I guess, like, if you see someone who is not nice, right, or negative, you don't have to buy into that negativity and be negative back to them to, like, teach them a lesson, right? You don't have to do anything with that. Hate and mirroring is not going to change anything. Love is going to, and vibrating at a higher frequency will help raise the frequency of the room or the situation or the people. And you also are not obliged to get involved in that if you don't feel it's your place or that it's your responsibility. It's an interesting one. Take what resonates, because I have questions about that. But this clear seeing is you're able to see many things for what they are. You probably are someone who is insightful or has high intuition, and it's not led by fear. It's led by kindness, essentially, which is tough, especially with many of the challenges and things that happen in the world or that we see. I would be mindful of your consumption again, of media, of everything. Just be mindful of it, even food. Just be mindful. Put intentions in the water you drink, put intention in the food that you eat. Be grateful for what you're consuming and that kind of stuff. Also, if you're watching the news 24/7, maybe balance that out with something that you enjoy, because otherwise you get caught up and very easily pulled into. It's like a empathic getting pulled in different directions, which is why support is here, right? It's for you, and you are the support for others as well. But you're not the only source of that. They have to also be supportive to themselves, including you supportive to yourself. Rebuild a new foundation. Love it. Rebuild. Haven't pulled this card before, but really interesting. It's not saying that you're wrong, but if there are things that need to change and be shifted, like connections and relationships, sometimes they get stuck in a cycle, right? One person is the healer and the helper, and the other person is the drama, let's say, and the one that's always in fear or pain. And so it's like, oh, I have to do this because they can't do it for themselves. But it almost robs them of being able to help and heal themselves. In a sense, you can support, but you're not there to fix them, so to speak, or do anything for it. So it's like to rebuild would be to reimagine or reinvent the relationship, which it's like if a government changes, right? Lots of rocky things happen, and then it slowly rebuilds and gets hopefully better. And if it doesn't, it changes again, right? It's kind of like that. So it doesn't mean it'll be an easy process, but it's worthwhile, especially if it's turning into it's seesawing instead of balance. It's a balanced connection. That could be around relationships, could be around work, could be around work-life balance, many different things here. Okay. You have the Eight of Cups. Interesting. With rebuild and walk away, some stuff you will need to walk away from, or no longer put all your cups into one bowl. It's the best way I can put it. You know what's right for you, though. You know what is right. You definitely know what's right, but it's hard. And I'm saying we get that. I guess your guides get that. They understand that. You're not here to be anyone's savior, I guess is the best way to put it. Yeah, you're a magician. You're probably a psychic with this card as well. Empath for sure. Whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not. But it's interesting, it's coming through with the Two of Cups, finding those new connections, rebuilding and recreating, reimagining the connection you have. I feel like if you just ask for support, speak your truth, get that help, maybe even say something that you need to say, it's going to open up the door fully for you into this much better relationship, companionship, whatever it is. Oh, really nice. You have the Knight of Pentacles, giving you a whole bunch of time, but also I like that he's kind of dropping the Pentacles. He's not holding on to everything he feels he needs to. He's even taken off his shoes, right? And he's jumped off the horse. He's feeling the earth beneath his feet. That song came in. I feel the earth move under my feet. Anyway, I don't know if that's part of this, but it's really really feeling into your natural born talent is how it's coming through, or your natural abilities. There's like a grounding aspect here, but it doesn't have to be focused on. You are on the earth, right? You are here. So feel it. Feel the physicality of 3D life, 3D world. It'll help you understand and trust in yourself to find and create that bliss with who it may be. If this is talking about work or hobbies and things like that, you're able to create that. You're definitely able to create this. Absolutely. But no matter what, I could say to someone who's amazing at something and be like, you're so good at this, this is amazing. I'm not saying they have to make this their job or anything like that. And they don't have to take anything that I say as like canon, but the purpose of it is like, if you don't believe, the purpose of me saying this is like, if you don't believe you are good at something, then you're not, because you've already set that intention that you're not good at something, or you're not intelligent, or you're not smart, or you're not what else is coming through, you're not psychic, or you're not you don't have good intuition. You know, the best person in the world at psychic abilities, let's say, if they don't believe it, then it becomes their reality and their truth, and they won't trust it and they won't trust themselves. So this is all about believing and paying attention to what is coming through in your third eye, in your life. Sometimes will come through with synchronicities. If you were like, this job isn't very good, and then well, let's say you're not even thinking that, you're just doing a job, and it's just like you know, you can autopilot, let's say, parts of life. Some stuff starts to shift, and it's like, okay, this person needs to go in this direction. How do we help with that, being, you know, from a higher perspective? Let's tower this company, let's tower this job, let's tower this moment, whatever it is, so that this can open up for them. And they think, oh, I've done something wrong. And it's like, you haven't done anything wrong. It's just like, look, this door's opening up. Now you're free to go explore this job, this hobby, this relationship, this life. It's a tough one, but it's like, it's all there for you to take if you believe you deserve it and want it. It's a tough one. It almost feels like someone who's, you know, just wandering through life gets some kind of insight, some spiritual kind of like awakening, and grows very rapidly. And then the company that they work for, the partner that they're with, just doesn't seem to align, and it's slowly shifting further and further away. I'm not saying break up with anything or leave your job at all, but I'm saying look into it and see why this is happening, and see what you're resonating with, and are you experiencing the fullest of your life and experiencing bliss and peace in your life. Because you don't have to be there, and you don't have to be there and do anything other than what you're called to and what you feel is correct, and what is calling to you. Anywho, Ace of Cups and Five of Pentacles. Super interesting with these two cards coming through. There is an opportunity here to grab that key and leave and move on. It's a tough choice, right? It's going to take some time. There's no rush here. No one's rushing you. It's for your benefit and your growth and your spiritual growth even. It's not actually here to hurt you or isolate you. It's really here for your own empowerment, your own feminine empowerment, it feels like, with this card coming through. However, take how it resonates. Wow. Oh, wow. Got the blue flame. Connect to the blue flame, which is the light of pure love within you. Yeah, bam. You are awakening or opening up to a new level of experience in life. And it's scary, but it's so well worth it. You're on a journey. What an interesting message to come through to how to find your bliss. They're like, sure, we'll talk about that. However, we'll just talk about this because this is important. You're not meant to be anything other than you with these cards coming through. Blue flame also reminds me of holy fire, and holy fire cleanses, it's cleaning, it's warmth, it's warming, it's not burning. It doesn't hurt or burn unless it's toxicity, right, or negative feelings. It burns those away, which don't hurt because they're not relevant in this reality, really. But have faith in yourself, believe in yourself, because this opportunity, this heart opportunity is open to you, and you are the magician, you are the magic maker. All right, I am going to leave that there because there's a lot to digest here, but thank you so much to you for letting me read for you. I really appreciate this message, a beautiful message. It's got me thinking about a lot of stuff too. So I will leave you here. Take care of yourself as always, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, hello, welcome to your reading pile number 3. So you have chosen Archangel Michael and Lapis Lazuli with the vision. Really interesting here, you can see the cross here, very well-known Archangel, I would say, probably the most commonly known or widely known angel itself. And the vision. Michael coming through strongly with speaking truth and enacting that truth into your reality. Whether you're manifesting, whether you are standing up for what you believe in, you know, whatever that is coming through strong. Lapis Lazuli really touches to me with like psychic abilities, psychic sight, trusting intuition, trusting what you see as well with your human eyes. Sometimes we like to ignore what is right in front of us because of lack, fear, worry, etc. So interesting. Finding your bliss. This is an interesting point in your journey, I feel, if you've chosen this card. The vision. The purpose. It feels like purpose in a way. It's almost like you came here with a purpose and a vision and an idea, and now it's a time to enact it, start it, remember it if you've already started bits of this, and there's some kind of like action, breaking free of any perceived limitations for sure. Well, that is Michael for you, very clear, very quick coming through. Also, Lapis Lazuli really does remind me of ancient Egypt and the pyramids, the eye of Horus and Ra, like a lot of stuff is coming through. Especially because of how they wore the crushed crystals as eyeshadow, I believe, or like, I guess, what we would call makeup now. Not sure how they really worded it back then, but it almost feels intentional and traditional. Like when we're putting, like, not that I wear makeup, but like when humans are putting on makeup, maybe they're not really putting in any intention. If it's an intention of like beauty or of happiness or peace or self-confidence or whatever it is, you know, that's good to have an intention instead of, you know, rushing it or anything like that. The intention is there. It's time for you. It's almost like pampering yourself. Anywho, I don't know why that's coming through, but we'll have a look at your cards. Okay, everything wants to come out. There's a couple of cards here, so I'm going to move, oops, I'm going to move them here. Okay. All right, so how to find your bliss. Oh, wow. Not sure what that is, but I love the colors in it. All right, finding your... Okay, what's this dark one? Obviously a lot of blue. So many cards have a huge amount of blue in them recently. Okay. Put them here. This card really wants to come through. Pile 3, Bliss. Finding Bliss. Now I know they come through pretty quick. I do shuffle all the cards between readings. I just cut that out because you don't need to see me going. Anywho, let's have a look at your reading today. pile number 3. So this is Aura Cleanse. It has here, check in with your feelings. Are you experiencing everything that you want to experience? Are you limiting yourself in any way? How do you feel about your connections, your relationships, your work, your passion, your life? Are you just going through the motions? Regardless of what you're doing, don't judge it. Just check in, just reflect. Because you're multidimensional with this imagery. It's like, it's all out there for you to experience. And you might go, so you're saying I can go travel for a year and it's in all sorts of different countries. Is that what you're saying? I'm saying, yes, if you feel called to do that, that may not be what you're called to, but if you feel like that's something available to you, then you can work and gain what you need towards that. However, you're not asking, well, do you think I could just go be an NBA player or an astronaut? There's no point talking to it and questioning it if it's not something that you're interested in or called to do. Check in with how you feel about what you're doing so that you can move towards the things that will bring you, well, this is about bliss, but fulfillment and purpose I feel is important here too. It just says here, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, from within outwards. The vision is already there. This may play into the collective, but it's also your individuation's path as well. You have the Holy Grail with inner discovery, finding sacredness. You are what you seek. You already have everything that you need to be and do everything that you want to do and be. Emerald Tablet coming through, cosmic ordering, divine alchemy, conscious manifestation. Conscious manifesting, I should say. Interesting, because these are like objects, right? The Holy Grail touches on the cup of Jesus during the Last Supper, from my understanding. And the Emerald Tablet, in spiritual terms, really touches on like a information or writing, or like a book, a tablet, which I believe, like I don't know fully, but I believe from what I've read and looked into, I haven't really felt into this energy much, but it's really like the understanding and practice and information, I guess is the best way I can put it, from potentially like Atlantean or something like that. That's how this kind of comes through and feels as well. What it's really talking about is this is divine timing. This is the right time. You're in the right place where you need to be. And if there's something you're feeling drawn to, shifted, wanting to transform in your life, ascend in your life, speak it out, say it. You've already got the conceptualization, especially with this one here, conscious manifesting. You've got it in your mind what you want. Now take the steps towards that. Speak it out. In, what is this? In like meditation, or to the person you need to say it to, or to the people you need to say it to, or to yourself that you need to say it to. Because it's all in here. This is inner discovery. This is, I don't know if it's necessarily something you're looking into, but it's something that needs to come out of you into physicality. Yeah, you've got truths revealed, the monster behind the curtain. Interestingly enough, it kind of touches on the truth behind like the facade, the real story behind the belief or the mask that we wear, the curtain or the mask that we wear to hide what is true within us. This truth revealed, I feel like with vision, you know what this is. You've awoken to this, you've ascended to this, whatever this is, whatever kind of words you want to use, doesn't matter too much, but you're here now in this moment, and it's here for you to actualize. So to find bliss is to speak truth and authenticity. That's what I'm getting from all this. Okay, like let it shine, let it shine, let it out, let it out, let it out. You are what you seek, you know. And 7 of Wands, stand up for your rights, right? Or speak your truth, or something. You don't have to. It's interesting because I know he's like generally defending himself from the people below. But if they're below, like in this picture, it depicts it very well. It's like if it's like a lower vibration, not like a lower like you're better than, but a lower vibration, and you're dealing with that a lot, you don't have to stick around in that situation. You don't have to accept it. You can speak it. You can say what you need to say out loud. It's going to be different for many people in different aspects of their life, right? With this reading, whether it's coming out with the truth and speaking that into family, friends, partner, boss, whatever, or it could be, and that could be in some places in life, and or it could be just being like, I'm not enjoying what I'm doing or envisioning or just like creating in life. I just feel like I'm going through the motions. So this is also standing up to yourself, but you're not defending it. You're just speaking it out. There's no defense here because she's protected, because she's already transcended this vibration. And that's why there's no one down here trying to poke to her, because they know they're not going to pull her or him or you down. It's not going to work. So they're not fighting here, but you still have to trust and believe that too. Okay, Queen of Swords, cutting the old, very Michael. It kind of came through a little bit. I didn't talk to it, but the Queen of Swords really speaks volumes to this. Sure, she's absolutely intelligent. She knows what is right for her. She knows what needs to be cut off as well. And that's not talking about cutting out someone out of life. It's just cutting the cords that no longer need to be there. Sometimes cords can be cut. That's not necessarily cutting the full relationship, right? It's just cutting the emotional attachment to trying to be something that isn't right for you or isn't in alignment with you, or trying to save face so someone doesn't get upset. You be you. Don't worry about what other people feel or think. This is not about that. This is about you speaking truth and saying that, whether it's like, whatever it is, it's not limited to anything. Like, even if it's like, I'm unhappy with this, and just saying that into the mirror, I'm unhappy with this in my life. And what am I going to do about it? That kind of thing. Yeah, Six of Cups coming through. So interesting here. This could touch on the past, right? You can see the progression of evolution, growth. You can look back on things in life and see how far you've come. Be appreciative of yourself in that. You may have had a different vision of yourself through life, and it's never too late to head towards what's correct for you. There's always good and there's like good stuff that we label good and bad, but it's all different experiences and challenges and that kind of thing. The Earth realm is tricky, right? It's a tough one. Oop. So you've got the Six of Swords. Yeah, definitely feeling like this. It's interesting it came out reversed, because I don't know, it just feels interesting. But sometimes reverses, knowing, it's like part of it is like, yeah, this is the time to traverse into this next phase of who I am and who I want to be in life. And even here, it's the doing. So there's like this thinking and doing, and sometimes maybe just being like, yeah, but I don't know, it's comfortable where I am, even though I'm not entirely enjoying it, right? It's up to you how you feel about it. As long as you're speaking from truth, then everything will play out the way it needs to play out, is the best way I can put it. Don't be worried about the outcome. Focus on the truth and your authenticity. It just keeps coming through. I like this, the wheel. I'm getting many different sides of this wheel. It's like being able to very clearly see the light and the shadow, being able to see clearly what is a cycle in your life that you're going around in circles in. It's also touching on taking control of the wheel. This is something that you have full control over, and also seeing how things play out, because while you control your wheel, everyone else has free will to focus on theirs. But whatever they're doing doesn't have to be something that you... what's the best way of saying this? something that you have to worry about, I guess is the best way I can say it. Something that you don't have to let dictate what you do. Nine of Swords. So interesting with this one, because when I flipped it up, it looked like a 9, and I was thinking, I wonder what the 9 of Swords really has to do with this. But yeah, it's a lot to consider and think about, right? But if you are really feeling like I'm not happy where I am in work and life and relationship, whatever, you always have full power to shift and change this. But you have to believe that, right? If you're like, no, I don't, you don't understand my life, blah, 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 then you're absolutely right, because what you believe is what you'll head towards. So if you believe that's impossible, then you're correct, that is impossible. But you don't have to believe that, and your guides are going to keep poking you and pushing you and prodding you to stand in your power. I'm not here to tell you who you are, you're here to tell you who you are. Oh, wow. This came through in pile number 2 as well. It says here, follow the light of your inner compass, the blue star. It will lead you to the truth that resides within your soul. Follow the light of your inner compass. Look, it's talking about inner discovery. So depending on where you're at with this message, I mean, you'll know where that is. You'll be like, either what's this? Everything's fine. If everything's fine, then you already are living in your bliss, right? So maybe this was the past, and the Six of Cups is saying, remember how far you've come and never limit yourself. That's probably the best way I can put it if you already feel you've overcome or worked through anything here that's coming through. But it will lead you to the truth that resides within your soul. That truth really needs to come through. And if it has come through, congratulations, you're in the right place at the right time, and you will attract what you have pre-planned in life towards you. Kind of touches on Sirius too, the blue star, this like North Star, blue star, Sirius. Anyway, cluster. It's an interesting one, but take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'm going to leave this here. It's a lot to digest, think about. I've enjoyed it. You really are powerful, and that's the main message I want to leave here. Michael isn't someone that's like higher or outside of the scope of who we are. We can all have that ability to take charge, take lead, lead by example, be the catalyst for the growth and the experiences we want to experience, and the growth we want to experience, and the truth we want to express. So a lot of speaking truth, right? I said that at the start. A lot of stuff here, a lot of blue as well, and even the Queen of Swords, intelligent, smart, creative, needs to remember that and be reminded of that every step of the way through this incarnated life. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate this lovely reading as well. Really nice message coming through. Really hope you're able to just be you. That's it. Just be you. All right. Take care, and I'll see you in the next reading.